Cut it.
Alright, that was a fail. Anyways.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Cinema Smoketography. I'm your friendly neighborhood hookahologist. Joining me today is quite a few people. We're going to go down the list here. The happiest sad person you'll ever meet.
Hi.
Who's hi?
Her name is Jessica Rabbit Romero.
Sure.
Wow, what a start. And the producer man, Isaac. Joining me with my girlfriend, Brooke.
Hi.
So other than the epic fail, what are we talking about today, guys? Thor, Love and Thunder. The fourth Thor film.
Fourth Thor film. His fourth side mission.
He has nothing but side missions. I think every
Another Thor
movie
adventure. That's what this is.
featuring Guardians of the Galaxy.
For 2.5 seconds.
The best 2.5 seconds of the movie.
I wouldn't say the best 2.5 seconds of the movie.
That's what he said.
I wouldn't say it's the best.
There's a lot to say about this movie.
There is a lot to say about this movie.
A lot of good and a lot of bad.
A lot of mixed feelings.
Yeah, mixed. Is that what you want to call it?
Oh, well, it's definitely mixed feelings between all of it. So let's get started before we get anything else. What are we all smoking today, guys?
Well, what are you smoking?
I got 05 blueberry and cane mints. Jess, do you remember what you're smoking?
Not at all.
She has some peach, strawberry, and cane mints.
I think mine is lemon pie, right?
Yeah, it's lemon pie.
Alright, we're smoking lemon pie.
Good job, Isaac. You remember this time. I'm so proud of you.
We're getting better at this now.
After so long of doing it, yeah, we actually are really getting better at this.
Hey, at least we remember to do it last time. Remember we waited till the end to do it.
But we still did it.
Yes, we did.
So Thor, Love and Thunder. The return of the jealous axe, Mjolnir, and Jane Foster. And atheist Bale as Gore the God Butcher. And I'm gonna say it right now. They butchered the God Butcher. They did not do his character justice. At all.
You know, they did the same cycle as usual where everyone's excited for a certain Marvel villain and they kill him in the end. Like every other Marvel villain.
They didn't just kill him, they didn't do his character justice. Because what I will say is that they're very comic book accurate with some of the scenes they made. Like how they introduced Gore in the first 2 seconds. He is on a desolate planet like that. But instead of him finding an oasis and finding the sun god in the Necro Sword, they crash onto it. And Gore is not supposed to praise the gods. He hated them the whole time. And I think that's what they missed about that part of him. Because yes, instead of his son dying in his arms, it was his daughter.
I think I could agree and disagree with that. I think it's more based on the fact I think they humanized him a little more. Because, like, when you think about it, like, we have the humans, we're always praying to the gods and hoping for an answer, waiting for something to happen. I think this is, like, the perfect example of somebody who, when the gods disappoint you, this is what could happen. What was that?
The cat.
Oh, we have a guest.
Okay.
It's a cat.
And there goes the dog.
We're brought to you by...
Brought to you by my dog and my cat. Not getting along just yet. I buy this dog a bed and he already destroys half of it. Now he wants to chase my cat. But back to the movie. Like, I don't know. Like, Gore's whole story was great, but they didn't give him enough screen time.
This movie... The pacing was really weird about this movie. I started to notice that.
Not to mention all the feelings were all over the place.
It's a mess.
That's an understatement.
But we were talking about off screen, or off the record, we were just like, oh hey, this is a movie towards kids. It really was.
Definitely was.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, this is definitely geared towards kids. I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, it was hilarious.
It had its moment.
It was funny, and
Yeah.
the thing about this is that the jokes were childish.
But that's the best part. That's the best part of Thor Ragnarok, and they tried to bring that back, and
Yeah,
I think they did it a little too much.
Yeah, I think they relied on the comedy aspect, especially there was one little thing that I did not like at all was the fact that we were at a moment when after they kissed. Spoiler warnings, everybody. But after they kissed, and then it got everything the color went away, and then they're going into that planet, and next thing you know, you hear the goat scream.
We had some technical difficulties. Somehow the recording stopped.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing.
It's always your fault.
How is this always my fault? Yeah, my favorite ex-girlfriend, everyone.
Now you gotta put her on the spot. There's no Love and Thunder here.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
Back to the goats ruining everything. Every intense moment was ruined by the goats. And the whole problem I really had with this movie, it tried too hard to be Ragnarok. That's what I think, at least. I'm not saying this is a bad film.
I'd have to disagree on trying to be Ragnarok. I think they try to copy the formula of Ragnarok,
Yeah.
but they took it to a whole nother level. And that's what I was afraid of that they were going to do, is that when they followed the same formula as Ragnarok, you know, try to get serious in there at the same time, a lot of comedic. But at least with the comedy in Ragnarok, it wasn't so shoved down your throat as this was shoved down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And like over ridiculousness, like
They're trying to get you to laugh a lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and not all the jokes hit. The first time I watched it, they did. The second time, I already knew what was gonna happen, so it didn't hit me the second time as it did the first.
Right.
But there was like a lot of things that were just like, that's not that funny.
Yeah,
But
no, that's true.
It's like, you know, it's like a fart joke. You know, like
You can only use so many.
so many before it's not funny.
No, that's true, but what we need to talk about is the mighty Thor coming in and having Jane being able to hear Mjolnir in shatters, and I like how their interaction was with each other and how Korg's like narrating their love life, how they were together and then their jobs just took too much of their time.
Oh yeah, the whole retconning of their relationship, like what happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then which was really cool, they got the premise of the mighty Thor of Jane dying of cancer.
Yeah, they did have that whole premise of how that was going, and like the whole, like, it's basically every time she uses it, it's basically sucking up her life force.
It's not sucking up her life force, it's that
It's killing
Mjolnir is granting her, you know, great health while she holds the hammer.
only when she holds the hammer.
When she lets it go, all the chemotherapy that she has in there is actually just being neutralized immediately right after she puts it on. So that's why she just looks like she's getting sicker and sicker every time she puts it down.
Yeah.
See,
But
that
basically-
should have been explained in the movie better then. Because I didn't necessarily get that type of connection. I guess.
I thought because like in the beginning of the movie when it showed Jane Foster, they were saying like her chemotherapy wasn't working for her.
Exactly.
Anyway, so it wasn't basically.
I think that was her
gonna die.
first day, though.
And they never.
No, they said 6 months. She had been doing it for 6 months.
Yeah, for
Oh,
6 months.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so nothing was working, so she went to the last resort, which in her mind was Mjolnir.
I love how Darcy's like, you can play the Thor card. He's like, I'm not going to play that card. It's a
And then
very
where the heck
handsome
was she
card.
after? Where the-
Yeah,
Oh, she went to Westview.
Oh yeah, like that's. I'm pretty sure that's not what
that
happened.
already happened.
But I don't know. There was like a lot of things that I felt like I would have been perfectly fine if this movie was just a straight Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy on a mission.
That's what I thought it was gonna be.
You know, like.
Well, that's what they made it seem like.
Yeah, that's what the previews made it seem like.
And they were only in there for like the first 15 minutes.
Just to clarify, guys, Love and Thunder is not anywhere you think it is. So.
I don't think Thor Love and Thunder knows what it thinks it is.
That's true.
I think the movie itself is confused.
The whole movie's confused. And I like how they changed up Thor's look like 3 or 4 different times throughout the film. He looked more like a Viking, then he put on the golden blue armor. And then he has he kept that throughout the whole thing. And then Jane looked comic book accurate.
Yes, she did.
It was very reminiscent of the comic book and the Mighty Thor.
We're talking about how, like, in order to hide her muscles, because obviously she got fucking jacked for this film, they had her wear sweaters every single time. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys noticed that. She was
Oh,
wearing
she really
Whenever-
did have a
yeah.
sweater every time she was, you know...
Sick.
Just
Sick.
sickly Jane.
Sick Julie Jane, yeah.
That's a good one. And then I love her millions of catchphrases that came out throughout the entire movie.
Oh yeah, she was trying to figure out, well, does this one sound good, or like what?
Like, this is my first bad guy, you know?
So-
I can't...
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you never forget your
You
curse.
never forget your first. That's can mean many things. But also, what do you guys think her catchphrase was? What she told Thor when she was dying? I already told you what I think. So I told him that I think that she said like feel the love and thunder
Right.
because you know they're in love and they both have the power of thunder. So I thought it made sense because he just
I-
started laughing.
That or she could have said something stupid like it's hammer time.
She did say it's hammer time.
She did.
Then fuck if I know. I mean... I don't know, like the whole, like the way this movie was going, like they went out of their way to make it seem like he's going out killing other gods like he normally does, but he was trying to get Stormbreaker the entire time because he needs the Bifrost to get to eternity.
Okay, can we talk about Stormbreaker real quick though?
How is his own character?
Besides that, is the fact that can everybody use Stormbreaker?
Yeah, everyone can.
Like, I don't.
No, it's not exclusive to Thor. I think it's in the comics itself, like anyone can wield Stormbreaker, and he was made specifically for Beta Ray Bill.
Correct.
Which they hinted in Thor Ragnarok, and they didn't really pay off. And we're gonna get him eventually, hopefully, maybe one day. Well, but we don't know. The Greek pantheon is all there, and they even hinted at who's gonna play in the post-credit scene. We're gonna go see Zeus. We might even see Hercules.
Speaking of Zeus, can we talk about our favorite character here, Zeus?
Yeah. He really is like the highlight.
Russell Crowe, I don't know if that's a fat suit or he just let himself go or what, but goddamn.
Oh, he definitely let himself go. I don't think that's a fat suit. I think that's real. Anyone else speak, please.
Okay, anyways, but yeah, Zeus, honestly, that guy is just ridiculous. Like, over the top. All the gods suck.
Well, okay, honestly, I will say, Zeus, what I thought Zeus would be from, like, Greek Roman mythology, there it is, right there. That was Zeus.
Really?
I think so, because I'm really into, like, all that stuff, and I don't know if you guys read it, but Zeus is kind of, like...
Terrible.
He's a terrible person. He's
Well,
kind
he's
of
not
a
a
terrible
person,
person.
he's a god.
Well, God, okay, God. He's a
He's
terrible
also
guy.
a terrible
It's not
father.
like Zeus from
He's
Hercules.
also a terrible father.
It's not like, well, I don't know. It seems like Zeus is a good father in the Marvel Universe because, he has Hercules there.
No, you know what? In the Marvel universe, he's still kind of a dick.
No, I would agree with that.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Because apparently all they want to do is just have orgies.
Yeah,
Which is
clearly.
Very godlike.
Very accurate.
Yes.
And that's okay. So, I know that not Hades. Sorry, the dog.
That's your dog.
No, Zeus has Hercules, the demigod, and he also is the son of Ares, my cat. And he's already a dick to Ares in general. So, I mean, I think that's pretty... They made him seem a lot nicer. Because in Disney, he's a great dad. But in reality, he's a terrible father.
But then again, they made Zeus look like a character from The Simpsons because he's so yellow and bright.
And for those who aren't really initiated, Zeus is an actual Marvel character. I had to explain this to her in the theater.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I had to explain that too.
I was like,
I was like, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Hercules actually exists in the Marvel Universe as well.
I guess it makes sense because they have the Norse characters and the Loki, Odin, like they have all that. So I guess I could see that. I just didn't realize that Zeus is also there.
Yo, didn't we also talk about how like they say that Thor's skin is impenetrable, yet there's a tattoo gun that can tattoo his body?
And he gets cut up quite a bit. Like, I don't think his body's really that impenetrable.
Well, I don't know.
Because
That's what he's going.
Oh, well, because I'm trying to figure out because all the other gods bled gold, right?
Why doesn't Thor?
Why doesn't Thor? Thor doesn't bleed gold, I don't think.
Yeah, because nobody makes him bleed his own blood. So I'm not sure. I've never actually seen him besides all the Dark World and all that other stuff. He always gets hurt. So I don't get why they said I don't know if you guys remember when they picked him up in Infinity War, and they found him, and he was all they said his skin was made out of some fucking thing. Do you remember what it was, Tommy?
No.
When they were talking about him when he was passed out?
No, I don't remember.
They said it was some type of skin. I can't remember what they said.
I can't remember what it was either, but what I do know is that he can bleed, and no one makes him bleed his own blood, but I think is when you die in actual battle, and I think this is true for many of the ancient gods, if you die in battle, you bleed a certain color. That's why all the Olympians were turning gold, and how Jane turned to gold after she died, and so did Odin. Heimdall, I don't think, turned to gold after he died. But then again, we didn't really get to see that, because Thanos just decided to obliterate him. But New Asgard has Infinity Cones. Would you guys eat at Infinity Cones?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
What flavor would you get?
What
flavor do you think they have? Yeah.
Oh, they have Hulk and Rock of Fudge or whatever they are.
I'd get the time cone. Because then I could do it again.
The time cone. There you go.
Infinite ice cream cone.
Yeah, that's what it is. Time cone, that's what I get. Because I could try it
I
again.
love how they made New Asgard like a tourist attraction.
Oh,
Valkyrie
yeah.
is doing such a good job as king. Because their last king was so great.
Right?
Thor did literally nothing besides drink. And I love the training montage they had with like the mightiest Avenger. Well, oh, his hat says strongest Avenger.
His trucker hat.
His trucker hat. And then Sif came back and finally she lost an arm. She thought she was gonna go to Valhalla.
Yeah, her arm's in Valhalla though.
Well, that also kind of leaves the fact like what are the qualifications for you to go to Valhalla?
Well, they said multiple times in this movie what the qualifications were to go to Valhalla.
You have
But
to die
she-
in battle.
battle.
Jane didn't die in battle.
Exactly. That's why it's a little confusing.
I think it maybe there. I guess there were.
No, technically
Well,
that's
she
not
did.
true. She is that. She is in battling cancer.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
But the
I heard
cancer
some-
didn't kill her.
Huh?
Yes,
Did
it did.
It
Yes,
did.
it did.
The
It
cancer
did.
killed her.
The
at end.
cancer killed her when she let go of the hammer the last time.
Yeah.
Or was it letting go of the hammer that killed her?
Well, the hammer was basically in pieces after.
Yeah, because after she let it go, like it just crumbled.
Okay.
But another thing is what I kind of heard over the past couple days is that they were battling for Gore's soul and his humanity at eternity. Because his goal was to go to eternity and wish for all the gods to die. So it could have been that they were fighting for his humanity left to, make a decent wish and bring, Chris Hemsworth's daughter back to life.
Love. Yeah, when we were watching the movie, she's like, "Oh, her name is Love," and I was like, "Yeah, Love. Her name's Love."
I thought he just called her, like my love. Like, sometimes you do.
I
The
compared it
term
to
of endearment
Term of
versus
endearment,
her
yeah.
actual
I
name.
compared it to like The Incredibles when everyone thought that he was just saying like, "Honey, where's my super suit?" But her name was actually Honey.
Wait,
What's
her
her
name's
name?
actually Honey?
Yeah, her name's actually Honey.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Yeah. And it all makes sense because earlier in the previous thing before they went bowling, he's like, "Oh, say hi to Honey for me."
Oh, that makes more sense now.
I think I
Yes.
need to rewatch the movie now.
But
You
yeah,
know what we're
that's
doing
what I
right here.
compared it to. Because everyone's all like, "Oh yeah, my love, protect my love," but her name is Love.
Her name actually comes from comics too, because the daughter of Eternity, and I forgot, on the one above all, the supreme Marvel god of the universe, is Love. So I guess like she was born from Eternity, so I guess her new name is Love. I guess I don't know.
Because they never specified what her actual name was.
I know he never called her by name in the beginning of the movie.
So my guess is that it's Love.
But now, you know what? Now that we come back to that first beginning, now that we got the Necro Sword, are we going to see Null? What? For those who don't know who Null is, because clearly I'm the only one who does, is he's the symbiote god and the first being in the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, I don't know who this.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was crazy. Well, I thought I was the only one. But are we gonna get Null in the MCU coming forward? Because Venom's now in the MCU.
Technically.
A little piece of Venom is now stuck there, and even in Venom they say he has the wisdom of the multiverse in there, of infinite knowledge, and he shared it with Eddie Brock. So it could be that we might just get Null sometime soon, although I highly doubt it.
Honestly, I don't know. Especially with how Phase 4 is has been. Brought to you by trains.
We're just riddled with technical difficulties today.
Just like this movie. Anyways, back to our scheduled programming. Lost my train of thought.
Null, God, symbiotes.
Okay, Phase 4. Phase 4 has been a mess.
Oh yeah.
Phase 4 has truly been a mess, and I think a lot of it has to do with them putting more effort into the TV shows than they have in the movies.
Yeah, and it's not like it was before where you had to watch the movies to kind of get what's happening. In Doctor Strange, you had to watch WandaVision to understand why she wanted her kids. Because my mom watched it, and she didn't know a damn thing of what was going on with Wanda and why she was acting that way.
Yeah. I think that's what it's been. Like, Phase 4 has been a total fucking mess.
I think that the problem we're having with the MCU right now, because we spent 10 years getting to the Infinity Saga. Where do they go to now? Right,
It's a little hard to top that.
You have Kang the Conqueror, he's going to return in Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania. He's going to be a player in Loki Season 2. We get hints that No, actually, we got to confirm that Secret Wars is the next big Marvel event.
Yeah, but the way they're going, it's not going very well.
Oh, it's going terribly.
Look, like, No Way Home was a good movie, but it relied on the nostalgia of the fact that it had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. If you take them out of that movie, is it really that good of a movie?
No. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Because we got Willem Dafoe back as the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We got Alfred Molina back as Doc Ock. Great. We have Jamie Foxx as Electro. But then again, it was just him, Jamie Foxx being Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, because he didn't want to have, be, like, bald.
He didn't want to be blue.
And blue. But anyways, yeah, it's just like, take all those people out of there. What do you have?
A run-of-the-run Spider-Man film.
Exactly. So, like, it relies so much on the nostalgia factor. And,
Right.
And you would think after the whole, like, the multiverse, you get to see all these other characters. And then you have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is, that completely misleading title.
It was Wanda in the Multiverse of Madness.
It was like the madness of Wanda.
Yeah, the madness of Wanda. That's a better title for that movie.
I don't know. Like, so everything that's been going on with Phase 4, we're already halfway through, if not all the way done with the phase.
Does Thor have the most Marvel movies?
Thor has the most Marvel movies. We're going to get Iron Man 4. But the reason why they didn't, because Robert Downey Jr. wanted... What was the actor's name? Fuck, I forgot. He wanted... The guy who went crazy. They made fun of him in South Park. Made The Passion of the Christ.
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson, there we go. He wanted Mel Gibson to direct, and that was the only way he was going to do it. Marvel wouldn't greenlight it, because it's too much of a risk. But at the beginning, it was way too much of a risk to hire Robert Downey Jr. and to do Iron Man. Because Iron Man is a very prominent figure in the Marvel Comics now. But when that came out, it wasn't that big. Yes, he had a lot of great titles, but a lot of that they couldn't translate to kid audiences. Because Demon in a Bottle, let's take that one for example. Battling his alcoholism. They took that completely out. And yes, he still drinks, but he doesn't have that big of a problem in this. Because these are all aimed towards kids.
Like
And so they swapped it for his PTSD.
Yeah.
Which made sense, but still, like, they're taking... Marvel... The MCU takes a lot of liberties of what they do. And they've even said multiple times that these are our interpretations of these movies and how these comics should play out.
Yeah, we're actually having a big conversation about this last night, about how I was having an issue with the fact that they literally have the blueprint to make a great movie based on the comic books. If you follow the blueprint, you won't have a problem. But based on how they've done things over the last few years, it's kind of hard to do that now, because you can't, a lot of little things that you implemented into the stories, you can't really change that now. You have to make a new character be the one to have to do this or do that. Mm-hmm. Like, we used Ultron as an example last time, remember?
Right. Ultron was just robot Loki. That's all he was. Ultron is supposed to be cold and calculating, and the week of Ultron that we got is not the correct age of Ultron. Because we wanted to see the Ultron like in the new Avengers, or the Young Avengers movie. That would have been the proper age of Ultron. A desolate world just taking over. And Ultron has a lot of potential. But he really doesn't. Jess, your thoughts? Okay, nothing from Jess. But, okay, so the main character is obviously Thor. How do we feel as Natalie Portman as the mighty Thor? Because she's, other than Captain Marvel, she's technically supposed to be spearheading everything. Because Black Widow was a okay movie, but not a very good, well-led female superhero movie.
Black Widow came out way too late.
Yes, hands down.
Yeah.
That movie should have been made like
Years
in
and years ago.
2010, like right after Iron Man 2.
Yes, that
Right
would have been the
after Iron
perfect
Man.
time.
Right after Iron Man 2.
Yeah, they didn't build her up the way that they built all of the other characters up with movies.
They
Yeah,
never
like,
did her justice.
How are you going to make a movie about someone who's dead?
Exactly, because you already know she's dead. So
Right.
why do I care?
And that's why I think, like, I wish they kept Natalie Portman as Thor a little bit longer. Because her run would have been super great to see. Like, yes, she's still battling cancer. And how would her life be affected if she won the battle with Gore? Right? And Thor was the one who died. And then the mantle of Thor has to be kept up, not by Chris Hemsworth, but by Natalie Portman. I think they missed a major opportunity to keep her around.
It's kind of like crazy to believe that two of my favorite characters that were in this movie where Thor was not one of them. It was Natalie Portman's, Mighty Thor, and then Gore, because Christian Bale knocked it out the park.
What I loved about
had.
Gore, the cool thing about Gore is that he got the charisma of American Psycho.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you ever watched American Psycho, you know his intent, and the way he acts is fucking beautiful, and he plays that psychopath very well, and he put all that energy into his Voldemort looking role right here.
I was waiting for him to point the sword and be like Avada Kedavra or something.
Thor, the god who've come to die.
Pretty much, yeah.
They should have done that.
that was a missed opportunity.
Because there was this one scene where when he was scaring the kids, and he had like a Voldemort-esque to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, tell me,"
If only he took Hemdale's son and gave him a little awkward hug.
And also about the powers of being able to see I thought they couldn't see him remember when in Ragnarok Heimdall could only see him?
Mm.
But how could he see them? How could the kids all see him with the magical eyes?
Maybe he shared his power like Thor shared the lightning bolt's power?
I don't know. That was a little bit weird for me. I was like, wait a minute.
He's a child.
Because I remember.
Maybe he's still a child, yeah.
I don't know. Because I
Maybe
remember
it's because
Ragnarok, they couldn't see him. Only
Well,
Heimdall
I
could.
think is that only Heimdall was the only one talking to Thor. I think that's what it was. Instead of, all of them talking to him, where they were held in that one place in
that one church thing. Yeah.
one church thing on Asgard, instead of crammed all into one cage. And I really, when they said they had to go to the Shadow Realm, I just thought Yu-Gi-Oh! The
So
entire
did
time. I'm like, is Maximilian Pegasus about to come out? What's going on here?
Banished to the Shadow Realm.
I was waiting for the Blue Eyes White Dragon to make an appearance.
Yeah, except we got the freaking screaming goat.
We got a lot of
Screaming goats.
we got a lot of cameos from a lot of different deities.
There's your Buffalo Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
Or whatever.
That's Beta Ray Bill right there.
Yep, Beta Ray Bill, your goats.
No,
He does
and
that
then
goat all.
we got the Great Protector from Tal Lo was there, and then the Core God, the Croning God. That was funny.
The little, what's it called? The little Japanese.
Bow.
The Bow God.
The Bow God.
Oh my
So
God.
funny.
I would definitely work with that.
I feel like everybody's job in this movie was to be over exaggerated to what you think your character would be. I don't know.
Sif was very over dramatic. Oh, she was gonna be. I'm gonna go to Valhalla. You have to die in battle. You're just dying.
Oh, you're right.
Oh
Shit.
fuck.
A lot of shits in this movie.
a lot of cursing.
Oh yeah, dude. There was a lot of cursing for a Marvel film. I was just waiting for Captain to yell language.
Our first butt.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I was waiting for one of the girls to mention that.
Our first butt. Also, did you guys look at his tattoos? About what it said?
Oh my God.
Yeah, rip.
Rip Loki, and then it had a list of all of his fallen friends.
Yeah.
Natasha was on there.
Oh
You
no.
can see it, yeah.
Man, I don't know. I think overall, this movie was pretty good, but I think it could have been way better.
It's just, I think it was what it needed to be. If I had watched this, I don't know, 10 years younger, I probably would have loved this movie even more.
Oh yeah, if I was a teenager, this
This was for kids and teenagers.
Yeah.
This was heavily aimed towards kids.
I don't even think they even knew what this audience was towards at most times, because there were certain aspects where it seemed very adult, and then there were certain aspects that seemed for kids.
That's what I'm telling you. The tone was all over the place for this movie.
They're trying to hit everybody, but it kind of missed the mark completely.
Get everybody else except for your target audience.
Yeah.
This was just to get you to listen to Guns N' Roses.
Every 5 minutes they had that song play. I don't know.
I honestly feel like this was just a side mission, another Thor adventure.
I'm excited to see if we get a Thor 5 and what that's going to entail.
I don't know. I feel like whatever they did in this movie, you don't need to do. But I don't know. It's already been set. If you're gonna have love be there now,
if Thor's a dad.
Thor's a dad god now.
We are going to get, I think, the next Thor movie is going to be on the conflict of Zeus using Hercules to wreck some shit.
And it's just gonna be we're gonna think that Hercules is gonna be the main villain, but it turns out Hercules isn't the main villain.
And Hela
they're
comes
gonna
back.
join forces in the middle of the movie to go take on the new villain.
Right.
Zeus is probably gonna fucking be the actual villain.
I can see that actually.
You know, I don't know, some fucking stupid shit like that. You know,
Oh, guaranteed it's gonna be something ridiculous.
like can this movie, like the next Thor, is it gonna get even crazier as far as comedy is concerned?
I don't know.
Because like if you think of Thor the Dark World, it's very serious, from what I remember.
Oh,
and
overly
it
serious.
and it didn't work. And then Ragnarok happened, where it was a mixture of both serious and comedy,
But
Which
it's a
worked.
good
And
mix.
but it worked.
Yeah,
and it worked.
And then
And
we have
then we
this.
have Thor: Love and Thunder, where it was, it was in the step in the right direction at times. The first act was fine. Then as you started continuing with the rest of the movie, it's when things started to just get crazy and way over the top.
I was looking at my watch hoping for it to end. Like that, I enjoyed the movie. I'm not saying this is a bad movie and I didn't like it, but it just felt like it dragged on.
Really, it went by fast for me. Like I did. I thought it went by fast.
I think it's just because I was expecting more out of Gore, and you see him use the Necrosword a lot more than he actually did, and I was super excited to see it because I read the God Butcher storyline and how in that aspect they had to go back in time 3 or 4 different times to actually stop Gore, but they didn't use him as much as I wanted to. I think that's why I was so let down by it. I love
So
Natalie
Celestials?
Portman's story. Oh, the Celestials?
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen.
the Celestials.
Yeah,
if you watch
everybody did.
Eternals, then you know who they are and stuff.
Oh god, the Celestials, the Eternals movie should have been a TV show. It probably would have done way better.
No, it would have been like Inhumans. Let's see how well that did.
Ouch. Well, he had redemption.
Yeah, would you really call getting your mouth exploded a redemption?
He looked way better than he did in Eternals.
That's true. That's another thing to talk about for another time.
That's for another day. But honestly, I think we've gotten all through what we want to talk about in this movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, there's so much to say.
I mean, I've said everything I need to say because I'm highly disappointed in this
No,
movie.
we didn't talk about what would be our catchphrases.
Bro, we still got 3 minutes. I was about to segue into that. Let me finish my thought. Damn.
Taking too long.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
how you felt about the movie, right?
You fucking dick. So, from across the room, Brooke on this way, what would your catchphrase be?
It's a little morbid. Everyone dies one day. Yours is just today.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. I'm paying homage to my my fellow man, Ash Williams. Groovy.
All right, what would my catchphrase be? Honestly, it would probably be my catchphrase just in life. Like, go fuck yourself. You're going down.
Mine was honestly just gonna be like, fuck it, I guess I have to do this one too.
Okay. These two were very, thoughtful. Ours was like, fuck it, why not? The last question I really do have, if you had the opportunity to go to the gates of eternity to wish for anything you wanted, what would it be?
Galactic domination. Sorry. Very big goals. Okay.
Go big or go home.
Yep.
It's like I just want to pass my college exams. They're like, oh, I want eternity of wishes.
You cheap motherfucker. Like, what a cop out. Like, I wish for more
They
wishes.
never specified what you could wish for, and they never said you couldn't wish
It's
anymore.
not like a genie,
I
okay?
mean-
There's not rules.
I mean, they brought someone back from the dead, I mean.
That's true.
So why not?
Genies can't do that.
Exactly.
Just
Fair.
saying.
That's fair. Okay, so if I was Thor in that moment, I thought I would wish for Jane to come back or even my brother.
But it was one person.
Yeah, I know, I'm just
for.
saying.
He was there first. He
I
got
know,
dibs.
but if I was if I had that moment and Gore didn't get the wish, I would wish for Loki back. Any chance to get more Tom Hiddleston, I'm open for it.
Happiness.
'Cause you're a sad girl.
Yep.
Damn.
Like, whatever that looks like.
Happiest sad
Eternity
person
of
we ever
happiness.
met.
Exactly.
Well, guys,
That's not depressing.
with all the sadness aside, that's all we have for this
There's no
episode.
love.
There is no love, just thunder.
Bring the thunder.
Bring the thunder.
There's a catchphrase.
There you go. Until next time, guys, keep smoking.